And, well, in the meantime, we're gonna be continuing with the winners bracket finals at this point. Frozen Wastes, now that's gonna be much more like it at this point too. Right now Shelty is liking, but it seems like that currently Momo is not entirely thrilled about that prospect. Though it's not a terrible map for Zeus, frankly. So who's gonna be hosting? I'm kind of thinking that Midgard would have been also somewhat okay for the Odin. If he were against Zeus, then sure, but Hades, I think he would have been better. Now that's gonna be nice. Decent food, open map. Obviously Centaurs from the other side are gonna be coming as well from Momo. So, or Centaurs, now maybe he's gonna be trying Athena Rush, since he's kinda used to Athena from his Hades gameplay. Tough to say what's gonna be right now the idea and plan for him. But in general, let's therefore move forward, and you can see quite a bit of a terrible gold currently for Momo. That's very good news for Shelty. Whereas for Shelty himself, well, the gold mine is not too much better. Need to be right now letting kind of knowing the lay of the land here, but frankly, unless there's gonna be a mountain right below and right beyond, right now the Fog of War, this is actually going to be also quite a bit of a tough one, and the Centaurs having some nice chances on a raid here and there. Nice hunt through right. No, well, obviously that's gonna be Blue Lagoon. You are having plenty of resources, but they are gonna be, basically most of them are quite a bit unsafe. Not any kind of really good and easy spot anywhere. Too much. As you can see right now, Grain Hunt therefore is gonna be coming forward for Max Train. And where did he cast it? Into mid? Yeah. Onto Gazelles, together with a few more extra piggies that he's gonna be getting out of it. So that's why he's gonna be wanting to stay his youth. Whereas on the left side, that's another great spot next to the town center, but obviously he doesn't want the second TC all that much. He's just going to be wanting to therefore set up somewhat close by, probably even a temple forward. I would be liking that, to be honest. Yeah, Quoth, definitely. That was a bit of a problem, being housed at that crucial moment right before the fight. That definitely didn't help you. I was kinda hoping that that third military building could be carrying you into some advantage, but it exactly resulted into the opposite, unluckily. And of course, Grass and Groom knew exactly how to punish that and how to play against it. As you can see, the gold mines obviously will be quite a bit unsafe on, as even a Rhino, on a Blue Lagoon, far away from everybody, but with interesting actually cliff, easy wall. This actually could be one of the safer ones that he can hope for. And also, for example, next to front TC, he does have an excellent position, frankly. Again, short wall there, and everything is safe. It's a nice spot for Momo. Whereas on the other side, we do have a relic guarded by Mr. Rhino, and it's gonna be cheaper myth units, which is actually fairly cool next to Odin. You might be thrilled about having some cheaper Valkyries, or possibly even further down the line, having some cheaper Frost Giants, possibly. That also could be very much useful. And by the way, is the other match therefore right now streamed? Let me have a quick check, in case I can be redirecting you also there as well. Doesn't seem like that Husksape with Grass and Groom is currently having even, for example, POV. At least I don't see anything here currently. But yeah, hopefully you can therefore have some kind of good fun here with the match, and then we're gonna be, well, I guess continuing with the rest of the games of the tournament. As after this one is gonna be finished, we're gonna be then switching into the losers bracket, and then it's gonna be going all the way until the final of the turn in total, having all best of threes here. So again, thank you very much Shelty aka Max Train for hosting some further fun for the community today. So that is something that, well, is always very much appreciated. I'm glad that we could help with, well, some coverage of interesting AOM for you as well to watch, guys. No, nonetheless, that's gonna be a bit of a funny cliff, but doesn't entirely have any kind of importance to it, with Freya at 441 and maybe slightly disappointed with the temple at home, but he's probably a bit concerned about the possibility of Athena Rush, as the Athena coming up from Momo. I guess he's maybe, when you think about it, the Athena is also making sense from the point of view that you do have the forward gold from Momo. Because if we were playing for Centaurs, then that's a game where you are giving up map control somewhat, and you're gonna be therefore getting most probably counter-raided kind of badly. And therefore the gold would be a possible threat to his overall gameplay. So from that kind of like an idea, I can see that the Athena Rush might be also trying to kind of limit that option and simply being so overwhelmingly in the attack that Shelty is not gonna be having the time for that at all. So maybe. Obviously right now it's gonna be a bit of a problem because the Great Hunt is gonna be quite a bit unfortunate. And oh ho 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 ho, look at right now that though. We're talking about forward builds. No, Momo apparently wanting to finish this quick. Finish this quickinho. Okay. I'm not sure if I wouldn't be wanting to bolt actually the one of the Hersir. Voltheoth. One hell of a name. And keeping maybe the Minotaur a bit longer alive. But whatever the case, that's therefore right now already finished. So of course the Ravens, oh, it's gonna be already inching in, it looks like, for some forest fire. It's having really good, two actually good forests. I don't think actually Shelty really realizes it maybe too much, but frankly that forest fire is something that should be waiting for an opportunity when he's gonna be having to micro battle Momo, and therefore he's gonna be having opportunity to make a mistake. So I'm really liking for Shelty to wait, not really cast it all that in vain. But well, whatever the case, Minotaur is gonna be also right about now already thrown away. Whereas on the left side, quite nice base protection for the gold. Very cool. And the next gold mine, by the way, is gonna be... Wow! Look at the next gold where it is. It's actually here. This is the next gold mine for Shelty. He doesn't have anything at the back. Next one then potentially all the way here to the right, also somewhat blocked off. Huh. No, if Momo is gonna be playing this right, he can definitely gold starve Shelty. It just depends how aggro he's going to be. Because he can theoretically, he can play for the straight rush into the base and just demolish him early. Or he can be trying to play for the gold control. I'm not sure how much map he actually knows and sees. And how he can be therefore kind of like realizing what's gonna be the next step in the game. And the next stage. I have to say really. Okay, Raven's taking care and kind of having a look on there. Just in case, of course, there's gonna be the opportunity exactly for casting it. It's a kind of interesting moment. Yeah, Quoth, your first match was versus Shelty. Yeah, you were actually in the second round, right? Straight. Right in there. Okay, so Forest Fire Indian is gonna be frying a few of the Hoplites. Milagi actually didn't do too much of a bad damage, and he's gonna be not able to continue really against the Wills. Because looking at the hit points of the raiding cavalry, they're gonna be easily gotten rid of. But it seems like at Momo, not entirely having the nerfs for that, and maybe he's just gonna realize there's going to be even some further army coming up. He probably saw it through the right, so that's why he was already moving it, or the moving in. Armor of Achilles. Infantry hack vulnerability decrease is actually fairly nice here against the Hoplites. But yeah, well, of course, archers coming up already. We do have right now 1 and 1 in the middle. Gathering some favor, apparently not. So no second Minotaur is gonna be possibly coming up. 25-24 villagers. You can see pop limit is gonna be better for Odin. Having, of course, towers research for quite some time already. No, but soon he's gonna be running out of food. He's theoretically still having that one rhino to the left side, but moving with all the villages there and then somewhere else into the middle of the map, that's a long idle time, frankly. But I really do think that more of his worry should be the gold, as it's gonna be already right now running out. And the next one is really, unfortunately, far away. So that's something that Momo needs to be right now realizing, as there's gonna be some counter-raiding. But frankly, this is already looking quite well in control for Shelty. As we really do not have... I kinda do not think that we actually do have enough of a pressure currently by Momo anywhere. And Shelty is getting a better pop limit. He is basically right now allowed to raid. And as soon as right now the North is allowed to raid, or is able to raid in the game, that's usually when it's a clear sign that the Athena rush is failing. Because you're just not forcing him to kind of think about his defense all around. And you can see here he's obviously not even having the secondary military buildings yet. Yeah, nothing is going too well. And now he's gonna get punished right next to his base. Even with the Hoplites, too many throwing axemen. Restoration is gonna have to be used here soon. Yeah, just kinda like go for it, force the restoration. disengage and then run back and just kill everybody. I'm thinking that will be maybe right now the option for Max Train, unless they will be having some further upgrades coming up. Restoration, immediate, of course. Yeah, that was very nicely timed. Disengagement, no, and we can at this point, of course, continue forward with maybe the aggression, or simply just gonna switch off into some further raiding and wait for maybe some Valkyries. We do have good favor. Unfortunately, the food is not entirely there. No, and what the gold? Okay, so he's gonna be moving therefore into the middle or left. I'm also not sure how much he has scouted, but apparently he sees the one on the left side. So everything is fine. And now it's gonna be even more important, of course, for Max Train to be maintaining the pressure. Because right now he's gonna be on a bit of a dangerous mission unless he gets into, and until he gets into Heroic Age based on his resource gathering. And the food is also gonna be tricky. Because he's obviously right now running out of piggies. And the further food is gonna be also in the middle of the map next to the town center. So if he actually manages to get the TC itself, medium raiders as you can see, then that could be also fairly good kind of like security for his map and for his gameplay. Getting a housey, which is both useful and also kind of nice scouting, to be honest. As you can see right now, therefore no food for him so far. He's gonna be still sticking with the berries. Seeing if maybe there's gonna be some single whatever. But Momo, yeah, he's kind of seeing if maybe there's gonna be some maybe diversification of interests and of the gold mining, and maybe even some further villages on the food potentially. So you will be seeing actually where to raid, but currently we do have solid army for Momo, but unfortunately also without restoration. So this is gonna be maybe a bit more in control for Max Train, who is gonna be at this point just directly assaulting the gold mine, and pretty damn well. And it's also gonna be reaching maybe just like a threshold, where also Momo is gonna be having to switch into the next gold. He, though, as opposed to Shelty, is having a bit easier time. Both on the left is not terrible gold, and the one to the right is also fairly okay, considering what Shelty has to deal with. Okay, that's gonna be quite nice from both sides. Don't have thunder in hooves. Don't have any kind of further upgrades on him either. Whereas for the opponent, he's not even having medium Toxotai, for example. Now the Hoplites, and yeah, the throwing axeman just gonna need it to be maybe maneuvering a bit around into the Hoplites here. But still, the result of the fight is going to be very much positive for Mr. Max Train. As you can see, 90 pop limit against 56. And yep, Momo is gonna be having very tough time to even replace this, as he's even sending villages in, so this is gonna be a GG right about now. And there we go. No, and Shelty is gonna be, of course, still fighting for his own prize pool, as he's timed the match at 1-1, and will be hoping that game number 3 is not gonna be Medit. Or Midgard again. I mean, like, the chance is not entirely the highest. It certainly is not, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so let's therefore go into the post-game, get some kind of info. And therefore, as you can see it now, 400 upwards. On the resources, 4, 5 to 6, about like 1600 resources more for Shelty. Yeah, that early economy should be a bit better for the Norse. Good battle at the end. Upgrades versus no upgrades, effectively. And of course, quite nice pop limit there in general. I'm really thinking that people should be a bit more focused, including at least a few Minotaurs, because they're excellent tanks for the Norse battles. Really high hit points, insta kills practically with their special attack. Then they have high melee resistance. They're really quite nicely made for the fights. Expensive, but cool. GG.